So, okay, we're live. Yay! No viewers. No viewers. Have you got a viewing link open there?
Yes, I have. There's quite a lot waiting in the wings to join, so they'll be there in a moment.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, I've got a viewer. Excellent. 12 viewers now. I think we're there.
Yep.
They're coming through your end?
They are.
Right. Okay. Hi there, everyone. And welcome to, I think we're on day 8 now. Gosh, I don't know where the time's gone, but I hope you're enjoying the module, and we're now pretty much well into topic 2. So yeah, we're getting a good way through this. So I think the purpose of today's session, I want to talk through some more feedback from topic 1, and obviously to deal with any questions that you raise. Sarah's keeping an eye on the chat room there. And as always, we'd welcome any photos to see what you're up to, and hopefully some happy smiley faces. That would be good to see. So perhaps we could start off by seeing if there's any questions coming through so far, Sarah.
There isn't, but I've been asked a question via somebody. So I left a comment on someone's Google form, and they've asked me a question in response. So I can answer that one in this public forum, I think, because it's going to be relevant to everybody. And the question was about how many visuals have to be self-produced, I guess, to kind of move you up from the some are self-produced to several are self-produced. In my mind, and Lisa, obviously you'll correct me if you think I'm wrong, but to me, several is 3 or more. They don't have to be huge, but they do have to add value to your post. So just taking a few words from what you've said and turning that into a pretty picture doesn't add any value. And although it will count, it's not going to do anything in terms of your marks. So your visuals you produce, and a lot of you are producing some lovely ones. You're using Canva and Piktochart, and there's some really good stuff out there. Make sure that the visual you produce adds some more information, or maybe add some figures or some background or something to the point that you're making. Try not to make it too wordy, because if you put too many words in, then we're just going to say, well, you know, you've gone over your word limit. So rely on the visuals. That's the whole point of them. They're meant to be pictures painting 1,000 words rather than words adding to a few pictures. But for me, several is 3 or more. Anything less than 3 is some.
We did have this discussion. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. We did have this discussion the other day, and we tried to emphasise that it was about quality rather than quantity. You know, if you stick in 8 or 10 slightly irrelevant pictures, that isn't better than 3 or 4 really thoughtful, useful, adding value ones, as Sarah was saying. So please don't get fixated on numbers. You know, we're really dealing with quality here. Actually, I've got a couple of examples I'll show you in a minute that I'd like to highlight that hopefully illustrate that from people's topic 1 posts. A couple of things that I thought were done really well, and will hopefully give you a bit more of an idea of the sorts of things that we like to see. Come on to that in a minute. Anything else coming up, Sarah?
No, not so far. I've reminded them that you've posted a lovely photo on Twitter of the autumn colours in Devon, where you are, which is lovely. Yes,
it's still really pretty. We haven't had much frost yet this year, so the leaves are hanging on the trees, and yeah, it's really nice. So if you've got similar pictures you can send to us, then we will be delighted to see them. Obviously they won't be similar in the sense of looking the same, but the equivalent kind of thing would be great to see. Okay, right, let's put my coffee down a minute. I'm sharing the screen, and I'll show you these 2 examples that I was mentioning just now. So Sarah, perhaps you could let me know when this, hopefully when this comes up. Where are we? Right. Okay, so hopefully in a moment you should be able to see on the screen a vision of Zin's blog.
Yes, it's there now.
It's there, jolly good.
Yep.
Okay, so this is from the reflection on topic 1, and just really to build on what we were saying just now about how to use images and other types of media. What Zin has done here, I think, is quite effective. So starting off with, there's a little box which basically summarizes her thoughts after the topic 1, sort of, you know, where she's at with the where the module's going. Then there's another box here which has got some comments about specific learning points from the FutureLearn course. Great, my picture popping up on the screen. And then there's a list of bullet points about, you know, key points that were liked in other blogs. And then some specific examples. What have I learnt from other blogs? And then there's some individual examples listed there, explaining why those posts were thought to be particularly good. So, you know, there's just several different examples in one infographic there of different ways in which you can add value, because you're sort of pulling together things from different places and creating something above and beyond by pulling them together. So I thought that was a really nice example. And then there was another one. This one is actually, I think I mentioned this yesterday actually when we were talking about digital differences, and I thought this was a really nice infographic. This is from Evelyn, and here we've got internet censorship. So it's just some specific examples pulled out from a big report which show these 4 different countries, the different ways in which those countries restrict access to the web. So, you know, I thought that was quite effective in terms of putting together some of the discussions we were having in topic 1 about digital differences and the extent to which they can be overcome, and how much that is under the control of the individual versus other factors which they might not be able to control. So I thought that was a neat infographic as well, which kind of pulled together a number of those points. So that's just 2 examples. I mean, obviously, you can all look at all of your blogs. There's an awful lot of posts on the module blog already. Now we're only on topic 2, so I mean, obviously, no one expects you to read everything, but please do have a look at what your colleagues are doing, and you know, have a look at the very different ways in which they're approaching it, because you'll get so many great ideas. And the only thing we ask is that, you know, if you do see something great that someone else has done and you want to build on it yourself, that you just make sure you credit that person as to being the source of your idea, the same way as you would credit the author of an article for something you were writing about it. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the main page of the blog now. And last night I put up a rather long, so apologies, I know we keep telling you not to do lots and lots of text, but this is a feedback on topic 1 post, and you'll find it in the general feedback section and also in the topic 1 section, as well as in the main part of the blog. But basically it's a summary of the thoughts of myself, Sarah and Nick, of all the work that we marked from topic 1 and pulled into one place. And you might think, oh, it's just general feedback, doesn't apply to me. But I'm pretty sure if you take the trouble to read this through, that there'll be something in there that all of you will think, yeah, okay, maybe I could try that next time, or maybe I didn't do that. So even if you think you're totally on top of everything, please do have a check through that and see if there's something that in there that you feel you could draw upon for next time. So yeah, there's some pretty basic stuff there about putting in your self-assessment in yellow. Tutor will highlight any changes in green. So you'll think, oh yeah, I know that, fine. avoiding repetition. We're still seeing repetition, actually. You know, as we were talking about the images and infographics just now, we want them to add something to what you're saying, not repeat what you're saying somewhere else. Okay, so be careful with repetition, you know, particularly when you've got very short posts. It's really important. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, including, oh yes. One of the things we're also seeing still is people not crediting the images that they put into their posts properly. I'm still seeing lots of citations that say things like source Google, which doesn't count. Yes, we know you got it from Google, but you know, who actually posted it originally? Who does it belong to? So there is a post there. It's an old post, but it's still very relevant, which I put in a link to, which points you at some sites where pictures can be freely shared, and gives you a bit of information about copyright and what you should and shouldn't do when sharing other people's images. So I'm sure there'll be something in there that everyone can benefit from if you take a look at that. Oh yes, structure and layout of blogs. This was driving me absolutely insane yesterday. And I don't know if you found any examples, Sarah. I didn't get a chance to mention it to you, but there's one or two blog themes which seem to make it as difficult as possible to move between posts. It's fine if you've got a direct link to a post. So, for example, if somebody shared a link to a post through Twitter, you click on the link, you go directly to the post. But if you're just going to the blog homepage and you want to look at more than one post, so for example, when we're marking and we want to look at your original post and your summary post, it's really helpful if we can see them both. and some blog themes seem to make this really, really difficult. For example, I sussed it out eventually, but it took a long time. There's one theme where in order to see a previous post, you have to go right down through the latest one. You have to scroll all the way down through the post, all the way down through any comments that have been made on the post. And then right at the very bottom, in the left-hand corner, there's a little tiny link and it says view previous post. And you click on that and it takes you to the other one that you want to read. But it is really hard to find. And if you think about this from a marketing point of view, as well as just keeping your marketers happy, but from a marketing point of view, if you're blogging on behalf of a company, you want people to read your stuff. You don't want to make it really difficult for them to find it. And I'm rabbiting on here, but Sarah, have you come across this at all?
Yes, I came across a couple yesterday. There's one particular one where the screen is divided into two, and so you have an image on one side which stays there, and the other side is the side with the text. That's obviously a part of the theme of the blog. First of all, whoever's it is has still got site title on the left-hand side, which was a little bit irritating. But actually, more importantly, because you can only see, because the blog post is only written on in effectively half the screen size, it makes it very difficult to read because the text is obviously all squeezed down into one narrow column. The images are hard to see. That is a theme that I would definitely avoid. So if that is you, then please choose another one.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done the theme where you click on read more, and that's fine. Personally, I prefer the theme where you can just scroll down through, where the latest blog post is on the top and all the others are underneath in chronological order or reverse chronological order, which I like because it does make it really easy to navigate. So, you know, just be critical, have a look at your blog structure yourself and ask yourself, if you were coming to this for the first time, how easy would you find it to navigate around? And then obviously have a look at the stuff like, you know, your about me and all the other things that are there, and be really critical and ask yourself, how easy is it to find the information that I've posted here? And how does it look? Does it look professional, or does it look like I've kind of dipped in, done a bit and then gone away and done something that I consider to be more important? So have a good critical look. And you may find it's difficult for you to check that yourself, in which case let someone else have a look for you. I know it can be really easy to miss the things the obvious things because you set it up and you're the one that's using it, and you just don't notice these things anymore. But so get someone else to have a look. But the easier it is to navigate through your blog, the more chance you've got of somebody else actually reading it and spending some time on it. The other thing that I'll say while I'm here is that I've come across a couple of people where you haven't linked your comments, or you've linked it to the person's blog, but I just come straight to their latest blog post and not to your comments. And I'm certainly, I've got 20 odd of you to mark. I'm not going to scroll down and find your comments. I want to go right there. So I've made a couple of comments on Google Form there about people not linking their comments properly. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. I'm just looking at some tweets. Oh, I'm hearing my own voice coming back, which is a bit weird. Eva has posted a tweet. I just got featured on Paperly. What an honour. How did this happen? That's interesting. It's very small print. I can't actually read what the image says from this particular screen, but that looked interesting. I'll have to check that out afterwards. I'm just seeing if there's any other pictures come through. Oh, there's a picture of me on a laptop screen. That's not very exciting. Okay, so keep those pictures coming through. It will be good to see what's outside your windows, for example. Right, right. We're still staring at this blog post, aren't we? So, okay, I think we've done that one to death. But please have a read, and bear in mind what I said. I know it's all text, and I know it's very long, and I know it's not how we keep telling you should do your posts, but it really is. It's feedback, so it's for your benefit in terms of thinking about what you might change in your topic 2 work. Right, I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and hopefully we can go back to picture of Sarah and I. Does that work, Sarah? Is that okay?
It does, yes.
Right. Any questions coming through on anything we've said so far?
Any questions, guys? No questions so far. If there aren't any questions, some smiley faces would be good, so that we know that you're listening and all on board and don't have any issues.
Yeah. Smileys would be good. We had a big smiley in a tweet yesterday. That was nice.
Yes, I did dip in and have a look yesterday morning. Right, here come the smiley faces. So it's yeah, all okay. Yep. Yep, lots of smiley faces. Everyone's A-okay. So what I suspect is that some of the comments that we're making are really aimed at people that aren't here. That's often the way. The people that constantly miss things or don't do things are the ones that aren't turning up for this chat in the afternoon. So please, if you see any of those people, just tell them the kind of things that we've discussed and ask them to look at the feedback, because otherwise they just end up making the same mistakes over and over again. And that's a bit sad. We want you to take on our feedback on board before we fill in the Google Doc and hopefully improve your marks.
Yeah, that's right. You're all grown-ups. We're not trying to force you to sit in a room and listen to us rabbiting on. But if you have, for whatever reason, missed one or more of these sessions, don't forget you can look at the recordings. They are still all there. From the module blog, you'll see in the right-hand column, yesterday's, the day before's, or certainly all the ones from this week, you can access with just a click. And for many of those, you can go through to the full list on YouTube, everything that we've covered in these sessions from last year as well, and the year before, if you really want something exciting to watch. But don't go too mad. But yeah, if you do miss a session and you feel you've missed out, then they are there. You can watch the recordings. In particular, yesterday we did have quite a long discussion about adding depth to posts, and this is something that many of you could benefit from. It isn't just about putting pictures in, important though that is. The actual writing and the actual take on a topic that you make needs to be thought through and displayed, not just displayed, but articulated in a grown-up way. So we're still seeing one or two quite flippant comments. I mean, I saw something someone wrote yesterday, which was along the lines of, everybody in Singapore is on the internet. Well, I don't think that's quite true. Even in Singapore, which I realise is one of the most wired societies in the world, and that's great for you guys. But I mean, I think for a start, that's factually incorrect. And also, it really doesn't demonstrate any kind of depth of thinking about the topic that we've been discussing all week. So just be careful about ending your posts on some really kind of bright remark which doesn't really stand up to scrutiny. Okay, it's all about being professional.
Yeah, I'm just going to add that I've come across some of those what I call broad sweeping statements, and on the whole I've ignored them because there have been other more important things to give feedback on. But particularly when you get towards the last topic, I probably will pick up on them because by then you should have got the other stuff right. And I'm going to pick you out on some of those big kind of broad sweeping, isn't the internet amazing, everybody's got technology kind of statements. You need to think about what you're saying. There's one blogger that I have kind of picked up a little bit, but that's because this particular person has obviously been blogging for a while. And so I felt that it's been appropriate to kind of say, just think about what you're saying. But for most of you, I haven't, because there have been other things. But I will, if you get those other things right, then I will kind of pick you up on some of those big, broad, sweeping statements and just remind you to have a think about what it is you're saying.
Okay. Any more questions coming through?
No questions so far. No, nothing. I've just reiterated the point that we'd like links to your previous blog posts on your homepage or landing page or splash page or whatever you want to call it, because that's where we enter your blog, and that's where we return to after reading your blog post if we then want to read your reflection. So at the very least, it just needs to be one click. So we'll read your blog post, return to the homepage, and then your reflection should be there. If that's not the case, then you need to change your theme, I think.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, there are lots of different themes, and some of them are easier to find than others. But it's definitely worth everybody having a check and just making sure. I mean, when you're just working on one post yourself at a time, which you obviously are, then it might not be obvious to you. But what you need to do is take a step back and think about someone coming to your blog for the first time and just going to the homepage. Can they find what they need to find? And how long will they spend trying before they give up, and then you've lost the opportunity. Okay, right, I'm just going to have a final look at Twitter. Let's see if we've got any nice pictures coming through. Let's see. Oh. Nope, I don't see any more. Go on, send us a picture. We'd like to see a group picture of some of you doing exciting things.
Yeah, we've got lots of pictures of laptops with us on the screen, but this is about you. Where are you? We want to see pictures of you.
Yeah, we don't want to see pictures of ourselves. That's very,
especially
very
not this time of the morning when one of us is not long rolled out of bed and hasn't even put the phone through her yet.
Yeah. So if we could have a nice happy smiley picture before we go, that would be great. Right, and I've completely forgotten what I was going to say then now. Oh yeah, that's it. There was the very famous picture, which was of me, probably the only picture of me I've ever liked, on a laptop screen, on someone's lap, on the passenger seat of a car that was being driven by somebody else through Singapore. So whilst being driven around Singapore, this live tutorial was taking place, which I thought was kind of interesting. So yeah, I like that one. But other than that, I really don't like seeing pictures of me. Okay, anything else coming through question-wise?
No, no, nothing.
All very quiet this morning. This afternoon even.
Chanel says she doesn't have her face on, which I presume is why she doesn't want a picture of herself. Well, I don't have mine on either. I said I rolled out of bed not very long ago and haven't even put a comb through my hair. So you've got no excuse at your age.
No, we should try having one of these when it's 8 o'clock in the morning for you guys and see how you like it. Yeah. mind you, that would be, what would that be? Ooh, that would be midnight for us, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would be the wee small hours for us. But I'd get up for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're still not getting any more. Oh, there's a picture. What's this? Oh no, it's kind of a picture, but it's attached to a blog post.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. You see lots of those. Okay. Oh, well, I'm very disappointed in the amount of photos we're getting today. How long can we keep them chatting, Sarah, before we actually get a picture?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, shall we sort of sit here for a couple of hours and start talking about the weather, and eventually a photo might come through?
Come on, people, let's have some selfies before we go. Just 2 will do it.
Or even 1. Even 1 would be good. It's weird. Some days we get loads, and other days it's hard work. No, I still can't see any.
Maybe they'll come when we've gone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, okay. No smiley faces from us then. No more questions before we sign off?
No more questions. I'll just type in final chance for questions.
So in terms of where we're at, topic-wise, oh, we've got a picture.
Oh.
Here's a picture of our, it's gone off the screen. Hang on, I'll see my phone.
It's a landscape picture. It's a picture of green Singapore. We want people.
Well, it's better than nothing.
It is.
This is not us on a laptop. Okay. All right. Well, I guess the challenge has just about been met. Thank you for that. So I was just about to wrap up by saying that where we're at the moment is comments day today on topic 2, reflections day tomorrow on topic 2, and then the week is over and topic 2 is over, and we then just repeat the process again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week for topic 3. So you should all be totally clear, I hope, by now about how it all hangs together and what the deadlines are and all of that kind of thing. So hopefully you can go off now and get on with that, and we will, or won't be Sarah, it'll be Nick tomorrow, Nick and I tomorrow.
We have a selfie.
We'll see you again then.
We have a selfie on Twitter. Selfie on
really?
Twitter. We do.
Hang on, let me have another look. Ah, fantastic. Brilliant. Brilliant. A view out the window and a selfie from Rachel. Thank you very much. And boring green Singapore. Oh, that's not boring. That's nice. All right. Thank you very much. Right. We'll sign off then, I think, Sarah, unless there's nothing else come through.
There's just a quick comment from Sahana. Usually on commenting days, the comment must only be done after our live session. Is it? And she's got a question mark. I guess so. You the deadlines are on the study guide, so you just have to adhere to that. It may be that
it doesn't have to be after this session. No. You can do them when you wish. Any of the posts you can do when you wish.
Yeah, so if you want to comment on somebody's post before the deadline, that's absolutely fine. Just, make sure you don't do any of these things after the deadline. But, before the deadline, do it whenever you like.
And you can still comment after the deadline, if you wish to carry on the discussions.
Yes.
Obviously, we won't be specifically taking account of those, but if you have got a good discussion going, then you don't have to stop just because it's got to midnight. But yeah, I mean, doing things early is fine. We don't have a problem with that.
There are some more pictures appearing on Twitter. We've got through. We've broken through.
Excellent. People obviously felt guilty at spoiling our day. Oh, fantastic. Ah, it's another one of me though. No, I don't want one of me. Thank you, Pearl. But nice to see one of you. Looks like you're in a cafe or a bar or something. Okay. And then Sarah and Sarah. Ah, 2 Sarahs. That's a nice smiley one. Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you very much. We're happy now. That's made our day. Thank you. We were feeling very lonely and unloved for a few minutes there, weren't we, Sarah?
We were.
Right. Okay. So hopefully everyone's happy then. And we'll speak to you again tomorrow.
Yep.
And enjoy the rest of your day.
Yep. And have a lovely weekend, because I won't see you till Monday.
Okay. Right. Bye for now then.